we are live now, and okay. So, hopefully the technical difficulties have been resolved. Did anybody else ever have technical difficulties?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is a thing that happens. It's probably one of my biggest sources of frustration these days. Things changing on me when I think I've just learned it, and then it's different. And so, I want to welcome you to our Unity of Pomona Valley's live stream Sunday service. So I welcome everybody that's just come in on camera. And this is June 7th. We're beginning a new series this month, and it is about building beautiful cities. It's about building communities that work together to create meaningful differences for everybody in the community. And just a short story, when I applied to come to this church to be their minister almost 24 years ago.
There's no mic.
There is no mic, David. So I don't know if it's plugged in. It may not be plugged in to the, or turned on even, maybe? Is it turned on? Or is it in the wrong place? So, can you hear me? Those of you who are here.
Yes.
Okay. 24 years ago, when I applied to be a minister at this church, I felt guided to ask the choir to do something for me, which was to play and sing Beautiful City, the song from Godspell, the musical. Julie is saying, but Jan, that's not a congregational song. But for me, it is a congregational song. So I'm hoping you will help me make it a congregational song and sing with us. Do any of you remember the musical Godspell? Yes, okay, a couple of you. So that is why I do the work I do, because it resonates with me, and why I ask for that particular song to be a part of our service this month. Since I've come here, I've been involved in a lot of different community initiatives as well as our church initiatives, and actually helping create a city, a beloved, Martin Luther King's beloved community, Godspell's beautiful city, whatever you call it, to bring people together to do the work that's needed, and to, in a sense of unity. And of course, that's the name of our church, Unity. So for me, it all fits together. Today, Marianne Cordova Bream is a minister here at Claremont Center for Spiritual Living, in which Unity is now nested. And I'm excited because she has been involved with Character Champions for how many years, Marianne?
Oh, 25?
25 years.
Maybe more.
I knew it was over 20, but I didn't know it was 25. And she has worked to take this around the world in her own way, and she may talk a little bit about that. But this is something that can, again, bring the world together. And I'll talk a little bit more about it and my involvement in it, as well as hers, and then I'll turn it over to her later in the service. But Compassionate Pomona has been a part of the Character Champion kids since we met them in about 2018. I think that's when I started working with you, and then Diana came in. So it is a very compassionate work and a very empowering work. And it teaches, basically, that everyone is valuable, everyone is important, everyone is beloved, and everyone is empowered. And just think how it would be if you remembered that every moment of your life. That would be a wonderful thing to have at your fingertips, right? That sense. So we're going to start with singing Beautiful City. And I have pictures from some of the community work that is here will be on the screen. And I don't know, Drac, do you want to come and help lead at the singing of it?
I really don't know this
You
song.
don't know the song? Okay.
No, so I'm going to be learning with her.
Okay.
Come sing me sweet rejoicing, come sing me love. We're not afraid of facing all the things we're dreaming of. High and low, and everywhere we go, we can a beautiful city, yes we can. Yes, we can. We can. A beautiful city, all around. Call the city We don't need alabaster. We don't need gold. We've got a special master. Take my hand, I'll make you home. We've got the eyes in each other's eyes. We can build a beautiful city, yes we can. Yes we can. We can build a beautiful city, all around, and call it the city Sing me sweet rejoicing, come sing me love. We're not afraid of voicing all the things we're dreaming of. High and low, and everywhere we go, we can build a beautiful city, yes we can. Yes we can. We can build a beautiful city all around. Call it the city of
For a first time, give ourselves a hand. Isn't that our work? Is it? Yeah. Okay. So, thank you, Julie, who did led that beautifully. So I invite you to let my words be your words as we have our opening prayer. Take a moment and be here now. I have vibe. I am vulnerable, valuable. I am valuable. For I have been created in the image and the likeness of the divine. And I honor my own value as well as the value of others. I am important, for I have been endowed with unique gifts to give to the world that only I can give, that are needed now. And I not only understand that I am important, but that everyone has their own unique gifts to bring, to give to the world. So I see all people as important. I am beloved. For I have been created by God, who is love itself. As I love myself, I can love others. And I see and know that all of God's creation was made in love, as love, for love, to love. And I honor that in all. I am empowered. I am empowered to express my true spiritual identity in my own unique way. And I see and open the way for others to express their own true identity in their own unique way. I join hands with many, and we work together to create a world that works for all. And so it is. And let us just take a moment to name those people that we particularly hold in the light of prayer today. And I ask prayers for Ruth.
Julie and Dalton, Shonkley, Dakota.
John Dominguez.
For Jackie and I and Kwong and Nancy on our trip to Phoenix this week. And for all of our loved ones and our community and our world. May peace prevail. And so it is. Amen. And now let us sing the Lord's Prayer. This is the time where we talk about what's going on both here and in the community with our announcements. And so we always have food together. A number of people have brought food, so thank you to those who have, and I hope you'll join us. It's in the back room on the left-hand side, my left-hand side, that side of the room. So I hope you'll join us, and we just talk and eat and have a good time. So look forward to that. Reverend Drack did something for us that's new, and some of you may have discovered it. Last night he sent out, through constant contact, a listing of things that are happening, many of which are in our bulletin. So, and our bulletins has a lot of stuff, but there may be things that aren't in the bulletin, and it's right there for you to see and put in your information, and it's for people that may not be here physically as well. So please check your email, and if you didn't get it, let us know so we can be sure to put you on the list. Is that right, Drac?
Yeah, you'll know that you've received it because it'll say it'll be from Unity of Pomona. And it'll say welcome to Unity of Pomona Sunday service. So you'll see it in there. And if it's not, yeah, check your spam.
Yeah. So thank you, Drac, for doing that. We've been wanting to do something like that for a long time, and Drac stepped up and got that going. So yay, thank you, Drac. This week, Jackie and I and Nancy, all board members, will be attending Unity Southwest Regional Conference at the Franciscan Renewal Center in Scottsdale near Phoenix. And we'll be leaving, I think about 11 o'clock, Jackie, on Monday morning, and it starts at 5 o'clock. So,
I gotta go home today and pack.
well, that's what I have to do too.
Yesterday was taken up.
And do laundry and all of that stuff. So, Drac, are you willing to be available if needed, if people need, while we're away? I mean, I still will have my phone, but I won't be able to do any major things. And we will be back, Jackie and I'll be back in the office on Friday. So, it's a retreat center. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. So hopefully we'll have a little downtime as well. Because we're away, there is no meditation prayer on Zoom this week, and there is no Thursday evening class, but they will be back next week. I went to Pomona's Boys and Girls Club, which is just called the Club, this week, and had our Compassionate Pomona meeting there. And it was a phenomenal place. I was so impressed with what they do and with the attitude that they do it in, which is, again, very much our Unity attitude of affirming the kids and helping them feel good about how they kick the ball or how they play a game or whatever they're doing. They just fill them with a wonderful sense of wonder about themselves and things that will last sometimes a lifetime. So they are having a fundraising luncheon this week, and I will be away. But if anyone is interested in going, there is information there, and there's a code, and I can give it to you. But I encourage people to support them and the amazing work. For those who are new to Unity or have not heard about this particular Unity's history, we're going to have our Unity 102 class, which is about big Unity history and this church's history and some of our beliefs. But it is not just sharing about Unity, but it's about sharing our own stories and our own beliefs. And this course is for anybody, and you can take it a number of times, but it is also a requirement to join the church when one needs to have that background. So if you're interested, let me know. It's going to be next Sunday, June 14th. It's a 3-hour class from 2:30 to 5:30 in our special room. Also, some people from as you guys notice our banners, right? That's something that I brought to this church when I came 23.5 years ago, and it's been a real joy because it's a spiritual practice to make these banners. You listen to Spirit and then act on what Spirit says. Most people that come to this church that have been a part of us for very long have made banners. Jackie, who's never thought she was an artist, has made many. Julie, who is an artist, has made many.
Yeah.
So it's not about your training in art. It's about your willingness to listen to Spirit. So I hope that you will join. We're starting Wednesday the 17th and then going on to the 24th, and it may take people longer than that to finish some of them. But let me know if you're interested. On Sunday, June 21st, I offer a mindfulness meditation for a couple of hours. So it's learning how to sit mindfully, how to eat mindfully, and how to walk mindfully, so that we can practice, so that as we go through our day, we can just be present in the now moment and not lose that to worrying about the past or the future, right? And then our Baha'i friends are having their soul connection with us and with anybody. And it is also, it will be after our mindfulness. It's at 5 o'clock, and it's here in this room. And they want to focus on fathers. So if people want to bring a picture of your father or a father figure in your life, Al-Mitra invites us to do that. And finally, I continue to bring books from home to give or sell or donate, or so feel free to look at those shelves of books in there and sort through them and use them, take them. And then finally, again, this month we've got so many amazing people coming talking about the different ways people gather in the Pomona Valley to make a difference, to build community. And so I'm hoping that people will come a lot this month. And we continue to collect things for the UCC Church to give to people that are affected by ICE and to our high schools. So let us know that and remember that everything comes from the one, the God, and let us say together the affirmation on the screen. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I am, all I give, all I do, and all that I receive. And I invite Liz, our wonderful usher, to come forward with the basket and to receive offerings. That we work on your offerings. That's how we can do what we do. So we appreciate what you give, and there are many different ways to give as well. And Jackie, I invite you to come up and to read your favorite book, The Daily Word.
I used to get this one again.
Grace, do you get The Daily Word?
Well, I used to, but I want to get it again.
Okay.
My chair.
Oh, your chair is not in the
I can't reach it.
No. We need help getting up.
To the edge there.
Up and down.
Up and down.
This
That's right.
platform is high. Good morning.
Good morning.
The word for today is prayer. Prayer flows throughout my life. Together. Prayer flows throughout my life. Just as my body needs water to stay healthy, my soul draws strength from living water, the ever-flowing presence of Spirit within me. As I drink from this well, I am refreshed and ready to meet each moment prayerfully. Fortified by divine love, prayer flows naturally. When challenges or opportunities arise, I turn inward. When I start or complete a task, I pause to express gratitude. When I meet someone in need or am helped by another, I hold them in thoughts of light and love. Whether I pray aloud or pray silently, the prayerful energy arising from within me is a blessing. I open myself to Spirit's presence, and my prayer practice deepens. Prayer flows as naturally as breath itself, an inspired rhythm of life, sustained by living water that never runs dry. And from Ephesians 6:18, pray in the Spirit at all times, in every prayer and supplication.
Thank you, Jackie.
You've got a pretty picture.
I do have a pretty picture. I like to find my pictures. That's how I do art mostly these days. So I have 2 songs for us to sing as we prepare for our talk, our lesson today. So Julie, we're going to do both, and I don't know how you want to do them. Do you want to do one verse of one and then the second?
No, let's just do the first song and then we'll go to the second one.
Okay. see and know that each person in this room is the face of God. So, our unity lessons are guides. We do not tell you what to believe, but we share ideas and invite you to see how they resonate with you. If they resonate, take them on. If they don't, a seed may be planted or not that you could use later. Character champion kids. I just want to introduce the idea and introduce Marianne, who has been a great friend for a long time. I first remember meeting Marianne in person at a Compassionate Pomona meeting, and it was probably in about 2018. Is that right, Marianne?
Who knows? Time flies.
And we were in interfaith work together too.
Yes.
So I do a lot of things with Marianne actually in the community, and I love it. Her beautiful community spirit is so aligned with mine, and we both get to have fun doing that. But she has been involved, as she said, for 25 years with Character Champions and Character Champion kids. And when I met them, she came and then she invited Diana Ketterman to come to Character Champions, and that was before COVID. And it was such a good match to have a compassion meeting the Character Champion kids who were compassionate in many different ways, and to see the diversity that exists within them. I'm a big diversity person. Diversity, I love diversity, but I want diversity to come together, and build wonder and beauty and love. And so that's what I see as Character Champions doing. It has lots of differences in the characters, and different temperaments, different backgrounds, different abilities, different religious traditions, different cultures, and probably other differences that I can't even think about. But they all can learn to work together rather than resist each other and fight, which happens in our world, right? When people are different, sometimes they fight with each other instead of working together and using that. So we've had grants from Tri-City Mental Health for 3 years, and now we're going to be starting on our 4th year of a well-being grant, or some kind of a grant, and she may tell you more about that. And so we do get to get out in the school district and the community in a number of different ways. So, you might see that there's 8 different Character Champions, and it's lifelong. So from grandmas can be Character Champions, right? We're all Character Champions, and we're all characters. So we get to work with all the characters around us. And here's another, then we work with the DAW, Center for the Arts, and they made puppets for our characters. And so Mary Ann is the puppet master, and she is really good. When she talks, I do whatever her character tells me to do. So I invite you to listen to some of Mary Ann's stuff. So Mary Ann, come on up. Give us more information about this wonderful program and that you've been involved in so long.
Thank you. All righty.
Now, do you need to change?
Do we need to
David?
change to a different flash drive or anything?
Probably.
It's in there, and you should be able to click off that one and open up the other ones at the base of the page. I already opened it.
Yep, that's it. Okay, I'm familiar with this guy, that's it. All righty. So what I thought I would do today is talk about Character Champions in a way that is relevant to your life. Jan gave you some history of the Character Champions. We became a nonprofit in 2001. But we've been working for years earlier with the focus on being
to create emotional and mental well-being with children, with the idea that, if children can be healthy, they'll grow into healthy adults. And then we really can have a world that works for everyone. Problem with our world today now, and we've discovered, so Dr. Ketterman, who is our president, is a therapist and deals with the same issues with adults as little children, that we don't have a value. So when Jan asked me to talk about character champions and said it was a perfect fit, it's because what we want to do with character champions is create a vibe. Let's see, how does this, it's not changing.
Advancing?
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, it's our vibe. I am valuable, important, beloved, and empowered. It's the basis of why we exist and why we do anything that we do, why we even pursue this program. Because if a child can understand that they're valuable, important, beloved, and empowered, they will grow up to maintain that. I mean, how many of us as adults can sit there all the time and say, I am valuable, I am important, I'm beloved, and I'm empowered? How often do we not feel that within ourselves? And the truth is, we were born that way. Of course we were born that way, because who created us? And God doesn't make mistakes, ever. So we were born that way, and it is the substance of who we are, and no one can take it away. And initially I thought that we could really just abdicate it, and give it away. But we really can't do that either. We can turn our backs on who we are and pretend that's not us, or ignore it, or deny it. But as soon as we turn back around and look at it, it's still there. So that's the truth about who we are. It's important to know this and really have faith in it, because if we feel and know and have faith in that divine essence, that divine vibe within us, then it's easier to see that in each other. And there's no way we're going to have a world that works for everyone unless we can see that in each other. Sometimes, right now, it's really difficult to see that. We have such a polarized energy in our country right now, and it's hard to see that in other people. We're going to talk a little bit about why that is as we go through this afternoon. So, e pluribus unum. When the founding fathers came up with this motto, the many in one, they weren't thinking of diversity as we talk about it. They were thinking of the many states in one, because, back then, everybody was an immigrant, right? Everybody. And everybody came from different countries. And so, yes, there were differences, but everybody was sort of vying to try to find their spot and their role. But today, we have so much attention on our diversity. We have black, white, brown, white, yellow, red. We have liberal and conservative. We have what I call S, and LGBTQ+. So the S, it's what we all thought, way back in the beginning. We have religious differences. Every single one of us is different and unique in our own way. this picture shows the flowers, all the different colors of the flowers. And when we look out at flowers in the field, we look at them without any judgment. We see a daffodil, oh, that's beautiful. We see a rose, oh, that's beautiful. A peonies, oh, that's beautiful. We just don't have any judgment about the different flowers. We may have our favorites, but we will all say that they're all beautiful. So why is it that we have such a hard time doing that with each other? Well, I think it's because we're not flowers, and so we can see their beauty because we're not comparing ourselves to them. But when we look at each other, there's all kinds of judgment because we are people. And so we are constantly comparing ourselves to each other. We have a tendency to seek people who are just like us because since they are like us, it validates us. So we tend to seek out people who will validate who we are. Yet all of these judgments are really coming from inside. They're all those little buttons that we've had installed. You might notice if somebody, that you don't know that well, or somebody, calls you, even my dad when we were all kids, he'd call us by different names. Hey, Mary Jean Sue, you, come over here, and nobody got upset because, you knew who you were, you knew your name. But if somebody says that you're not so smart, or you're slow, or you're too fast, or you're this, or whatever, and we take it in and we feel bad, it's because there's some little voice in our own head that says, they could be right. I might be that. And that might be a bad thing. Oh my goodness, what do I do? And so we immediately put up walls and defensive systems because we aren't sure about the goodness of ourselves, the perfection of ourselves. We're very quick to begin to judge. So what character championing does is we teach, yes, there's 8 characters, but there's 4 basic temperaments. So this is the first one. This is Albert, and he's associated with the green color. Albert likes knowledge, and he's very curious. So some of you might be Enneagram 5s or 6s. You like knowledge, so they kind of correspond. So the character champion framework complements a lot of other frameworks too. But Albert likes knowledge, and this means if, he's out in the world, he's going to sort of lead with that foot. That's the most important. Do I understand? I just need to understand. Explain that to me. So you'll know this with your family and your friends, if they keep saying, well, why? Why this? Why that? Even little kids, some little kids, you have the why kid. Well, why? Why? That kid is probably growing up to be more like Albert, leading with the knowledge quest and the curiosity. Then there's Amin. Amin, key idea or, priority is safety and responsibility. So Amin will have his toys in the right place. And Amin, adult, will follow the rules. Don't confuse me with your vision. Just tell me what you want. Just tell me the rules and I'll do them. Don't need the big picture, just need to know what I'm supposed to do right now. That is there. Now, thank goodness we have the Amins in this world, because if we didn't have a little bit of responsibility, everybody would be running red lights. And nobody would stop at a stop sign. So it's that responsibility part and the safety. Also, this gold person is very loyal. So we hope that our partners and our spouses have a little bit of that in them, right? The next one is Ling and her blue color, and she represents kindness and harmony. This type of person is the glue that keeps us all together. It's the person that makes sure that everybody gets heard, everybody gets along. This person will make sure that, they'll patch up if two people are fighting. They want to rush in and make it okay for everybody. And they're also the person that constantly is thinking about kind things to do. The first person that calls you when you're sick, that brings you food when you can't go out and get it yourself. You know these people. They're always there for you. And you don't even have to ask. They kind of just somehow sense it and they're there. But they like the harmony and they love to give. And then there's Jose with the orange color, the courageous person who is the risk taker. Most entrepreneurs have a lot of orange in them because you have to take a risk. And they're also a lot of fun. So we all know people that have these different qualities. And these different qualities are basically what they lead with. But the truth of the matter is, we all have every one of those qualities within us. We have them in a different order, in a different arrangement, and in different intensities. And Character Champion on its website has a survey you can take, and we made some hard copies and put them in the back if you'd like to kind of check it out and take it home. If you do it online, you get a 10-page report that explains everything, all your strengths and weaknesses and some challenges that you may have and the buttons that you may have. But if you just want to do the hard copy, it's back there for you also to look at. Every one of us has every one of those in it, and as Reverend Jan mentioned, there's a few others that sort of combine some of these. You have that compassion has courage and kindness. Because sometimes with compassion, you go that extra mile in showing your compassion, that action towards others. And respect is a combination of kindness and responsibility. You can kind of see that. How if you're going to respect somebody, you have to have that kindness in your heart. And you have to know that this is a good thing to allow others to be who they are and to give them their space. So, like I said, the truth is we have all the colors. We all have some value for knowledge, some value for kindness and responsibility, and some amount of courage. We have an automatic pilot within us that tends to lead often with one or another, and consistently. And you can think of your family members or your friends, and you go, oh yeah, that person tends to lead with curiosity and wanting to know and investigate. And oh yeah, that person's always doing nice things for me. She's always doing that. I can't even think of the nice thing to do, and she's already done it. And then you'll find the person who, keeps us going, keeps us responsibility, they make sure that dinner gets on the table. They make sure that there's, that food in the house. They make sure that the bills are paid. They've got things organized. You can always count on them to show up. Those are the people that show up all the time. And then there's the person who's courageous and fun, and that person walks into the party and they're the life of the party, and everybody has a good time. And then also, they will take some risks. And that's fun and adventurous to watch them. So you can take the survey online, but the important thing, if you do take the survey, whether you do it hard copy or online, is not to just look at your top score, because it's not the whole picture. The whole picture is all of them relating to each other. You know, are you way over here with one and way over here with the other? Or do they sort of cluster around each other? Are your scores in the 40s, or are they down in the 20s? I know my first color is the green, but it's just a 38 green. And Diana, who's my business partner with Character Champions, is like a 48 green. And we'll be on the phone to give you an example. Yes, to give you an example, we're on the phone and it's like 10 o'clock at night, talking about what kind of a speaker to buy for an event that's coming up. Well, Diana wants to know the details of how many megawatts and how many this and how many of that, and you know, this, all the nitty gritty details of a speaker and the amps and what it communicates with and all these details, and it's 10 o'clock at night. and I'm going, enough. And she goes, well, don't you want to know? And I'm going, not that much. I'm going to bed. Let me know in the morning what you discover. So that's an intensity kind of thing. Even though we both have, you know, green as the first color, there's an intensity there. And it also shows the spread. So while my green is a 38, my orange was a 26 or 28 or something like that last time I checked. And so that was a spread, and it gave me the idea that, golly, do I have enough fun in my life? Am I taking enough risk out there? Am I being playful enough, or just too darn serious? Because as green people, we get just too darn serious, you know, without some fun. Well, lo and behold, I end up teaching puppetry to high school kids. I never thought in my life I would do something like that, and playful. And I have to work on being playful with the high school kids. I have to work on letting them be playful and letting them have their own creativity. When my son was about 5, my youngest son was about 5, on a Saturday, he wanted me to go out and play with him. And of course I'm going, between my gold and my green, I'm going, I got chores to do. You know, this is Saturday, I had to work all week, now I got to clean the house, I got to blah, 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 blah. And my little 5-year-old goes, I think you just don't like kids. I just didn't know how to play. And I was afraid of playing and being silly. So what this told me is that I need to just take the risk. And what I have learned in doing that is that there's a quote that I read online that the returns, that taking a risk results in a far greater freedom that far outweighs the vulnerability of the risk. The freedom that taking a risk can give you outweighs any threat of looking silly or vulnerable out there. And I have discovered any time that I have taken a risk of looking stupid in front of people, that the freedom it gave me was amazing. And it gave me the ability to even stand up here and be talking with people, and if I don't have everything, you know, together, well, that's just the way it goes. So that's kind of where we look at with all of our different colors. If we don't look at our colors that are low, we miss something. It's like we're not being all that we can be. So I was sort of 3/4 of myself, still working on and bumping up that orange and that choice. So we have choice in all of this, and our temperaments and or mindsets, as you call it, if you were to take the survey today, doesn't mean that's the way you're going to be in 10 years. Because we can grow. An important thing that we talk about in Character Champions is the idea of yet. So you see the growth mindset on the top there that kind of covers like all of that? It means we're always growing. We're always growing. As long as we have a mind, we can grow. So we can grow to the day we die. The puppets that we talked about, one of them, Callie, she represents the growth mindset, and her motto is yet. I can't do that yet. I'm not good at that yet. And there comes the choice, whether we want to be or not. So if we can allow our own colors, getting a little more personal, in our heads, to have a discussion without judgment. Because how often do we have those 7 dwarves in our head, arguing with each other? I want to do this. No, you really shouldn't do this. Yeah, but if I do this, I can't go there, and this will happen. And we make up all these stories, and the 7 dwarves are arguing back and forth. But if we allow these different temperaments within our own heads to just have a friendly discussion and to all be heard, so that that lower one, for me, that orange one, never gets, completely squashed. Kids know how to do this. When the kid on the playground, say you have an orange kid on the playground, and they're out there having fun, kicking the ball all over the place, kicking it in the face and whatever of the other kids, just having fun, and ends up in the principal's office, that kid can bring out its blue kindness that say, hey, I'm never going to be friends with that kid because of what I did. And it can also bring out its green that says, that's not very smart. If you want to play on the playground, you need to be conscious about what you're doing. So it learns very young to bring out those other attributes within itself to self-regulate. So if children can learn to self-regulate, can we as adults learn to self-regulate? Because we're bound to run into people that are different from us. If you're a gold person and you really want things to be organized and in order, and you're married to an orange person who just doesn't need no stinking rules, like the badges, don't need no stinking badges, there's going to be conflict unless we understand that that's just the way that person naturally is, and we allow that friendly discussion. But first we have to allow the friendly discussion within our own head. We have to allow the rainbow of color to have those friendly discussions. It's important to have those discussions within our head because the arguments shadow our vibe. Then we're not feeling valuable, important, beloved, and empowered because one part of ourselves doesn't love the other part of ourselves. And if we don't love all the parts of ourselves, we really can't give that love to anybody else. Like I was saying in the beginning, when somebody pushes your button, what that button is, it's installed in you, not them. And what that button means is that there's some part of you that is agreeing with them. So we need to pull up the other parts of ourselves to balance that out and to remember our vibe. So when we can do this, we feel that variety in ourselves, and we welcome that variety, and we can welcome it outside of us. Let's get a little personal here. How many fingers do you have? You know, if you were to say, okay, I have fingers, I have wrists, I have elbows, I have shoulders, I have arms, I have toes, I have feet, I have ankles, I have shins, I have knees, I have hips, I have a torso, I have ears, I have eyes. I mean, you have a couple dozen things, not counting the many fingers and the many toes, just right there. But think about your body. Would you want to give up any single one of those? You know, oh, I don't need a finger or two. Or I don't value that finger. Or I don't value this foot. Let me tell you, I sprained my foot the other day, and I value a healthy foot. And I value the variety because I had put off going grocery shopping, and all I had in the house were eggs. Eggs. Yes, I had a dozen of them, but how many nights in a row can you eat eggs? So finally a friend, my next door neighbor, brought me spaghetti. You know, everything we have variety in our food. Look, you know, I mean, think of, you know, the TV stations, the food at the store, the members of our bodies. There is diversity and variety everywhere. Because God is diversity. You know, there is no limit to the creativity of spirit. And since there's no limit, every moment there's a greater diversity in this world and in ourselves. There's so much diversity just in our own bodies that scientists are still figuring it out. And doctors only practice because they don't know it all. And they can't possibly. So the whole picture is that there's just so much diversity, and we have a choice. We can either hide from it, put boundaries around us, or we can embrace it and be in awe and wonder and enjoy it all. Within ourselves first, because if we can't enjoy it within ourselves, we really can't enjoy it around us. That's the hardest thing, and that's our biggest challenge, is to look in the mirror and be able to appreciate what we see. God does it all the time. So if we can put on the eyes of God, then it's not that hard. So we allow internal respectful discussion, because an internal embracing of all of our parts and the growth that we're having. Where does this go? It's not shifting.
You can touch the page.
Just do it right here.
Yeah, you can do it there too.
Where's my arrows? On this computer.
Or just
Oh,
hit
there we
the
go.
space bar.
Just hit the space bar. Hit the enter. No, it's not
That's
happening.
not doing it.
Okay. That should work. There we go. Okay. So that's the variety that we're looking at. You know, we can walk in the beauty of variety in our lives. Spiritually speaking, when our thoughts, our feelings, our desires, and our actions are aligned with our principles, the monkey mind stops. We have internal synergy. So if we have those internal discussions, we can move to that higher place of our principles. and move all of those feelings and thoughts and desires into alignment. And we can use the different strengths and colors within ourselves to move ourselves into that alignment. When we ourselves become aligned, and we can see that divinity within ourselves, then we can see it in each other. Then we can turn to the person next to us and say, I see you, I hear you, and I support you with love. And so that's how we build our beloved community, from the inside out. Thank you.
And I got the scripture that you put up there. My scripture for today, for some reason I passed over it, is there's one body and many parts.
Yes.
And that is true. And just as there is one body, we have one body, and we need our eyes and our ears and our voice and all of those parts, so we need each other. We need each other more than we could ever imagine. And we need the diversity of each other in order to really make a world that works. And I don't think we've really seen a world that works. We've seen parts working well.
Just not yet.
Now, thank you! Not yet! But we're gonna see it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So David, can you put me back to my
That's a beautiful city, isn't it?
beautiful city we just sang?
I know, but I mean when we get it all put together.
That is the beautiful city, or Martin Luther King's beloved community.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the same vision, that everything and everyone is honoring, respecting, working together, bringing their gifts to the altar, and it working out beautifully. So, there, that's it. So I think we're ready for Julie for your special song.
This is called Wayfaring Stranger.
Thank you. presentation today and her work in the community. You got to see her with the puppets sometime.
Yeah, that, I wish we could see them.
She is phenomenal. Okay, together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now let us sing our peace song, and if you want to stand, if you can, or if you want to sit, that's fine